Pixelated games are incredibly fun. They are less in demand for high specs due to their graphics allow for a lot of investment in other categories like gameplay, game mechanics, story, and overall fun potential. This is even more recognizable in the trash pile that is mobile gaming. So in order to honor the sheer amount of times the collection of colored blocks have saved my channel, I've decided to compile all of the best pixelated mobile games 2024 had to offer. And without further ado, let's begin. Starting off the list, we have a recent entry, Abandoned Planet. This click adventure style pixelated RPG puts you in the shoes of an astronaut who's been sucked into a wormhole, landing her on a strange abandoned planet. Here she uncovers mysteries about a seemingly scattered ancient civilization, all while searching for a way back home. The game boasts of a really cool art style, an intriguing lore-filled story, clever puzzles and mysteries that might keep you hooked. Abandoned Planet is available for both Android and iOS, and yes, it's a paid game with a free demo. Still climbing that ladder with AiroHeart. This action-adventure RPG takes you into a vibrant fantasy world where you play as a young boy on a mission to stop his brother from unleashing an ancient evil that could doom the entire realm. Who doesn't love a classic sibling rivalry with world-ending stakes? AiroHeart features a charming top-down view, retro aesthetic graphics that gives off strong old-school JRPG vibes. It's a fun and engaging looking game that seems to perfectly blend nostalgia with modern gameplay mechanics. AiroHeart is available on both mobile platforms and it's a paid title. Next up is Fireball Wizard, a little platformer where you play as a wizard, casting fireballs upon dying enemies in the wonderful world of Wisdomia. As a powerful wizard, you explore a pixelated labyrinth filled with treacherous enemies and obstacles, using their unique abilities to launch deadly fireballs to defeat fearsome bosses and uncover secrets hidden in mysterious forests, caves, and castles. It's a simple formulaic title that offers a unique blend of action, adventure, and puzzle solving. It's a free to try out game that's also available on all mobile platforms. Relic Hunters Rebel is next, a dungeon crawler roguelike where you shoot and dash through colorful levels while crafting and upgrading dozens of weapons. The goal is to defeat the Duncan Empire by uniting the tribes and bringing peace to the divided planet. Yeah, there isn't much to say about the game. It's very formulaic of that genre of gaming, with the usual randomly generated dungeons, unique characters with diverse abilities, and epic boss battles. It's available on all mobile platforms, needing a Netflix subscription to play, so it's now your cross to bear. Still on Crunchyroll's subscription-based games, we have Yuppie Cycle, a detective dark mystery anime-themed game where you play as Brian Pasternak, a young loser in a dystopian 90s society. On its first day at one of the world's largest companies, Sintracop, that's the most obvious evil name ever, he discovers that his new job really entails hunting a witch whose power made the success of the corporation possible in the first place, but who now seems to have returned to torment its employees. Brian will meet all kinds of odd characters, escape from terrible creatures, and unravel the hidden secrets of Sintracop's dark past. It's a really good looking puzzle horror detective style adventure game with a lot of mystery to intrigue those interested in this sort of titles. And if you happen to be one of them, it's subscription based like I said before and available on all mobile platforms. Yes Your Grace is royally next, a game that gives you the role of a king in a literal sense, where you are tasked to control all the affairs that happen in your kingdom, from settling internal conflicts, fighting off invaders, appointing important roles, down to handling the scuffles of petty political agendas. Yes Your Grace makes you feel like a ruler. My roommate had a blast playing it, and that's all the review you might need to play it. So if you're interested in these sort of games, Yes Your Grace is paid with a free demo available on both mobile platforms. Pompu is a cute, colorful, high-impact bomb-throwing action game, a nonchalant, non-copyrighted way of saying that it was clearly inspired by the classic Bomberman games. But it also has a set of unique twists with a single-player campaign mode where you are in a race to defeat the almighty Duck God in order to stop him from resetting your universe. I found it interesting when I first stumbled across it earlier this year, and the concept still rubs me off as cool. And if it does the same for you, it's available for all mobile devices within a Crunchyroll subscription. Next up is the once prophesied replacement to Stardew Valley, Potion Permit, a nice town life simulator where you play as a doctor from the city commissioned to a skeptical small town in an effort to introduce the closed-up village to more modern medicine and potion making. So it's up to you to diagnose and cure the various ailments that befall the town, scavenging for resources amongst the wildlife and fauna, and getting to know and build relationships with the town folks through quests and possibly unravel the mystery as to why the town became so skeptical and shut off in the first place. It's a really good game, especially if you love Stardew Valley, and although it's nowhere near the masterpiece, it's still a worthy switch up that you can play from time to time. Potion Permit is paid and available on all mobile platforms. Skul the Hero Slayer is next. The game where you play as a background character, a nobody skeleton of the glorious demon empire felled by the treacherous and backstabbing humans. With your unique ability to switch heads, gaining the abilities of the skull you obtain, you are tasked with saving the demon lord and returning the empire to its glorious form. And for such a quest, death is not the end, hence its roguelike nature, bringing along all the perks and disadvantages that come with it. It's a good game, good enough to earn a review by yours truly. So if you are feeling like playing a platforming action roguelike, give it a try. It's paid and available on all mobile platforms. Next up is Children of Morta. A few months back, I announced the release of Children of Morta, a gorgeous roguelike dungeon crawler where you play as the Bergsons, a Nordic family tasked with protecting their dimension from an invading corruption. Each family member has unique abilities which you can play with, and as you progress, you unlock more family interaction. The game also has a co-op mode. It's a stunning game that deals a lot with family themes and ones that you shouldn't miss. Super Dark Deception is next, a 2D reimagining of the hit horror game Dark Deception. It had quite a successful demo last year with a 5.0 rating across 1 million downloads, so I'm kind of shocked that the full game that was released this year had barely 1,000 downloads. The premise is simple. You are trapped in a dark realm full of mazes inhabited by nightmarish monsters, and there is nowhere to hide. Run or die. The choice is yours. Enemies can be stunned and avoided, but not killed, and the mazes themselves are full of traps, hazards and other dangers to watch out for. It looks quite chaotic and fun, with several locations and enemy types to spice things up. Yeah, it's a cool looking game that is available on all mobile platforms, and also has a free demo to try out, so go check it out if it tickles your fancy. Pixel Cup Soccer is next, and you can sum up the premise in one sentence: a revamped arcade football game. You know, like those ones we played back in the era of button mobile phones. It's basically a pixel style art football game with powers, and it couldn't be more appealing than that. Pixel Cup Soccer is available on all mobile devices. It's paid with a light or free demo. Next up is the interesting new release known as Blasphemous, a game I've already dissected in a review a few days ago. It is a dark fantasy style Metroidvania set in a Catholic themed Souls-like world filled with brutal lore. A brutally difficult platformer where you play as the penitent one, tried with a quest to defeat the reason for his death and rebirth. It's an okay port of the 2019 Metroidvania that took the console world by storm, and it would have been more amazing except for the few quirks that it has, which boils down to the awful controls, a problem that I ranted for 4 minutes straight during the aforementioned review. So if you're into the game and you have a controller, you should try it out. It's paid and available on all mobile platforms. Okay, next up is Carrion, another game I've talked about in a great deal of detail on the channel. This horror adventure title where you play as a grotesque tentacle experiment that escaped its confines and is on a quest to find a way out of the deep maze-ridden underground facility, devouring everything in sight, getting power-ups as well as solving puzzles. It's a captivating game, very fun and quite interesting, with a good mysterious story that ties up the whole premise. So if you are looking for it, it's available on all mobile platforms and it also has a free demo to check out before purchasing. So that's that. Let's continue with Katana Zero, a delectable side-scrolling action retro-style game that I also did a review on because it was just that good. Blessed with an interesting story about an assassin with an uncanny ability to slow down time and also reverse it. A miracle drug supposedly gave him this godlike precognition, tasked by a secret organization to eliminate selected targets. But not all is as it seems. Go check out my review for a lot more details. The game has a lot of plot lines that stretch out into something that feels like a 90s movie with good music to add to the atmospheric setting. I absolutely enjoyed Katana Zero. So if you feel like playing the game, it's available on both Android and iOS, so go check it out, it's worth your time. Hyperlight Drifter is next. Easily one of the best games to grace the mobile universe this year. An amazing game where you play as a drifter, people that uncover relics of the past. Our drifter is stricken with a dangerous illness that will soon claim his life, haunted by visions of something that happened either in the past or is going to happen sometime in the future. On a quest to follow said vision across 4 different biomes, he will uncover answers to his questions, defeating all sorts of enemies and bosses along the way and solve tons of puzzles. All this without a sliver of written text. Rather, the game uses pictures and images to cleverly tell a gorgeous story. Hyperlight Drifter is one of the games that every gamer should at least experience once before they croak, and if you feel that it is quite worthy of your attention, it's available on Android and iOS and it is paid. So go check it out, you will enjoy it. Okay, that ends the list for today. This was the longest we've ever done on this channel. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it all the way to the end, I love you to death for that. But I'm going to still need to ask you to like, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that bell notification. Thank you all for watching, and I wish you a Merry Christmas. It's your host, P-Dog, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out though.